Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the data warehousing and implementation and data mining. Okay. So this is module 2 where you are going to define the multidimensional data models. So this course will enable students to define the multidimensional data models. So the main course outcomes is identify data mining problems and implement the data warehouse. This is the course outcome. In today's class, you are going to know about efficient processing of OLAP queries as well as OLAP server architectures like ROLAP versus MOLAP versus HOLAP. Okay. So last class we have done with the other forms of OLAP operations, right? So efficient processing of OLAP queries. So the purpose of materializing the cuboids is constructing OLAP index structures, which will speed up the query processing of the in the data cubes. So when given the materialized view, right, query processing should be processed. So here you are going to determine which operation should be performed on available keywords. This involves transforming any selection, projection, roll-up, drill-down operations which are specified in the query into corresponding SQL or OLAP operations. For example, you have a slicing and dicing a data cube which may correspond to selection and or projection operations on a materialized cuboid. Fine. So determine to which materialized keywords the relevant operation should be applied. So this involves identifying all of the materialized keywords that may potentially be used to answer the query, pruning the set using knowledge of dominance, that is the relationship among the keywords, estimating the costs of using the remaining materialized keywords, and selecting the keywords with the least cost. Okay. So the main intention is when you are going to determine the operations which should be performed on the available keywords. So you need to know, right, which operations has to be performed. Next, to determine the materialized keywords, which relevant operation should be applied, as well as to determine which operation should be performed on the available keywords. These are the two things you need to know. So these are the purposes of materializing the keywords. Okay. Next, you have OLAP query processing, where suppose we define a data cube of all electronics. Okay, we have the sales cube where we have time, item, location as the dimension and sum. This is what the aggregation that we are going to do. Sales in dollars is a measure or a factor. So the dimension hierarchies used are month, quarter, day, year, right? So next, time is you have for time the concept or the dimension hierarchy is day, month, quarter, year. When you consider for item, it will be name, brand, type. And for if you consider for location, it will be street, city, province or state or a country. Suppose that a query to be processed is on brand and province or a state with a selection of constant year 2010. Also suppose that there are four materialized keywords as follows. So you have keyword 1 which has year, item name, city, keyword 2 which has year, brand, country, keyword 3 which has year, brand, province or a state, keyword 4 which has item name, province or a state. So where you are keeping year as a constant 2010. Now which keyword to select? So which of these of the four keywords should be selected in the process in the query? So finer granularity data cannot be generated from a coarse granularity data. This you need to keep it in mind. So keyword 2 cannot be used because country is more general concept than the province or a state. So only you can use keyword 1, 3 and 4 for the process of the query. So here because they have the same set or superset of the dimensions in the query, the selection clause in the query can imply the selection in the keyword. The abstraction levels for the item and location dimension in these keywords are at a finer level than brand and province or a state respectively. So how would the cost of each keyword compare if used to process the query? So it is likely that using keyword 1 would cost the most because both item name and city are at the lower level than the brand and province or state which are specified in the query. You should keep this in mind because finer granularity data cannot be generated from coarse granularity data. So if there are not many year values associated with items in the cube, but there are several item names for each brand, then keyword 3 will be similar than keyword 4. Thus, keyword 3 should be chosen to process the query. However, if efficient indices are available for keyword 4, then you can go with keyword 4 for better choice. Clear? So this is what you need to choose the keywords. Next, we have OLAP server architectures like ROLAP versus MOLAP versus HOLAP. It is relational online analytical processing, multidimensional online analytical processing, hybrid online analytical processing. Logically, OLAP servers will present business users with multidimensional data from data warehouses or data marts without the concern regarding to the warehouse, whether the data can be stored or not. The physical architecture and the implementation of OLAP servers must consider the data storage issues. So implementation of data warehouse servers, like you have the OLAP processing, which includes the following. What are those? First one, you have the ROLAP server. ROLAP servers, there is an intermediate servers that stand in between the relational backend server and client front-end tools. So they use relational or extended relational DBMS to store and manage the warehouse data, and OLAP middleware to support the missing pieces. Our OLAP server will include optimization for each DBMS backend implementation, like you have aggregation, navigation logic, and additional tools and services. So ROLAP technology tends to have greater scalability than MOLAP technology. Clear? Next, you have is multidimensional OLAP, MOLAP servers. So these servers support multidimensional data views through array-based multidimensional storage engines. They map multidimensional views directly to data cube array structures. The advantages of using the data cube is that it allows fast indexing to pre-computed summarized data. Many MOLAP servers adopt to two-level storage representation to handle dense and sparse data sets. So denser subcubes are identified and stored as array structures, whereas sparse subcubes employ compression technology for efficient storage utilization. The storage utilization may be low if the data set is sparse. Fine. So next we have is hybrid OLAP, that is HOLAP servers. The hybrid OLAP approach, which combines the ROLAP MOLAP technology, which benefiting the greater from the greater scalability of ROLAP and faster computation of MOLAP. For example, we have HOLAP server, which may allow large volumes of detailed data to be stored in relational databases, while aggregations are kept in the separate MOLAP store. So this is what the main servers, like you have OLAP servers, ROLAP, MOLAP, and HOLAP. So how are the data actually stored in ROLAP and MOLAP architectures? So let us first look at the ROLAP. As it the name says, specifies relational table. So the data will be stored in the table form for analytical processing, for online analytical processing. Clear? So recall the fact table associated with the base cuboid, which is referred to as the base fact table. The base fact table stores the data at the abstraction level, which is indicated by the join keys in the schema for the given data cube. So aggregated data can also be stored in fact tables, which is referred to as summary fact tables. Fine. Now, if you consider, look into this table, right? You can view this table. Now we'll again go back to the, so here you have the table, okay? So fact table, which contains both fact table as well as the aggregated data. The schema is here you have the record identifier RID. So you have item, day, month, quarter, year, dollars sold. So where you have the day, month, quarter, year, which defines the sales data and dollars sold in sales amount. Now you are need to consider the tuples with RID of 101 and 102 respectively. What you have in 1001 and 1002, sorry, it is RID 1001, 1002. In 1001, you have in that tuple sales dates are October 15, 2010. And in 1002, you have October 23rd, 2010 respectively. Fine. So consider the tuple with an RID 5001 where you have generalized level of abstraction in the where you have all. When you consider 1001 and 1002, you have dates, but here you have all, right? So it is a generalized to all, okay? It means that that particular month, entire month sales data has to be included there. So the special value all is used to represent the subtotals in summarized data. Fine. The most data warehouse systems adopt a client-server architecture. A relational data store also resides the data warehouse or data mart or server site. A multidimensional data store can reside at either the database server side or it can reside in the client side. So this is what an example. You can see here 5001 item TV day is all. It means that for the entire month we need to calculate the dollars sold. Fine, clear? So hope you'll enjoy studying the subject. Thank you all.